last video, I talked about how, as a society, we create very conventional conversations, which we all can just do without much effort and hardly even need to think about them. And we've created those conventions so that we can have very easy conversations that take up very little of our energy. But it does mean we have many conversations which are very, very, very similar to one another. Oh, how are you? How did you get here today? Was the traffic okay? How was the tube? All those sorts of questions. What's the weather like where you are? We have these conversations over and over again, and they are easy and they don't stress us out. And we talked about how if you understand how these conventions run and what these sorts of conversations are like, we can communicate naturally and comfortably without any great stress or anxiety. But it does mean a lot of the things that we say are pretty dull because they've become cliches, and we talk in convention and cliche all the time. The great skill then is to know when you can break those cliches a little, and when you can dare to communicate differently. And I think that's something you can plan in advance. You can think, well, how receptive are my audience to a bit of convention breaking? Are the people I'm speaking to going to find it refreshing and a bit different, or threatening and dangerous? So you might need to have a little think about who your audience is and how receptive you think they would be to you acting or behaving a bit off script or a little bit differently. If you are going to speak in a different way, if you are going to be more personal than people would normally be in this situation, you are going to do something a bit different, you will instantly raise the energy when people see that you're going to start doing something a bit different. I would normally warn them it's coming and ask their forgiveness. So you might say, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll forgive me, I'd just like to put my script down and I'd just like to tell you something a little bit more personal. You might say something like that to introduce the idea that you're going to do something in this communication that is perhaps a little unexpected. That will get them ready for it and raise the energy and attention levels. Then you do your little bit of convention breaking. You tell the story that you're not quite sure is appropriate, but you think it really is, and you hope they'll come with you and listen to you, even though you're doing something a little naughty, a bit dangerous, a little bit unexpected. Don't do it too long. You can read the room. If people are beginning to back off, then hurry it up. If they seem patient enough, you can go with it, or they're actually really enjoying it and they're loving the fact that you are being a little different. So you read the room, do your bit of convention breaking, and then wrap it up and say, thank you very much for bearing with me. I just thought it was important to say that, and I understand that that's perhaps not exactly how you would do what you're expecting. So when you've done your piece of communication, which is a little unexpected and unconventional, then when you wrap it up, I would acknowledge that that's over and say, thank you. Thanks for hearing me out on that. A phrase like that is a nice way to bring that piece to an end. But my experience is that people who take those small risks, if they're well judged and well executed, they are often the most effective communicators of all because it's memorable.